been pretty good in the past, but man, this is a rock-solid composition, despite the lack of Malphite.
There is no Gwen, there's no Gnar.
No Glenn? Ah, Gwen. Yes, there is none of her.
And also, it looks like Zahin may be the opt-in here for Dudu, because Zahin has really struggled in lane, but becomes this incredible threat later on. And into the Scion, you kind of get to skip the hard part.
Yeah.
Rek'Sai is just the more common pick, though. So
yeah, so this is less fun, but it is definitely effective.
There are now 5 threats for Gumayusi to deal with in this game. He has to deal with the flanking Rek'Sai, Flag and Drag Cataclysm. The ball carriers are insane in this comp for the Orianna.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely
she powers
ridiculous.
Everyone, who will also then be sped up by the Sivir ultimate. Because they otherwise have a Scion, right? And
yeah.
Dudu is playing Rek'Sai, which is not, Fiora levels of backdoor, but they have the Sivir, so they're going to naturally have a lot of prio when we get to later on objectives in the game. To have serious questions about what this roster's ceiling is for the LCK Cup.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. Also a little bit worried about this fight that is starting to break out. 4 versus 4 in the river as they just dive on top of Kyoshik. He flashes out of the way though as Kanavi is now the one in trouble. Can Kyoshik actually escape? The answer is no as Gumayusi picks up first blood. Kanavi likely to go down now though as Dokdom collects one for himself. The barrier is going to be used here as Peter with a great pulverizing closer will be able to take down Guma. Flash out there as Zeka gets him to safety, but a 1 for 2 in favor of DNS. Oh? A bit of a replay here as DNS fans losing their minds. Oh, is that the DNS guy from last year?
I'm not sure. I think it might be. Sometimes circumstances happen where you get to see a really cool moment like that. Dokdom is pushing hard.
Yeah, Dokdom looking for the angle hit. Spell shield doesn't quite work out though as he flashes, realizing
in this lane, as we do have a bit of a maybe contest here, late TP.
Yeah, there's a pulverize onto 2 here as Peter makes his way forward. Crescent Guard comes down though as a Cataclysm to bring Kyoshik back in as Dudu is coming on over, but Zeka's gonna get here first. Closer making his way in as well. Can he find it as, okay, there is one of them as Shockwave hits onto 2 DNS. Throw down the Wombo combo and grab a couple of kills.
And there was an angle for Kanavi to flash out, but when he misses that opportunity, they're just chain CC'd. They both had flash, could not get out.
And that's balance in all things. That's how it's supposed to be. It's all right. We're knocking each other up here between the 2 supports, but a headbutt back onto Delight. And he is just food for Dokdom. Man, I want him to flash so that he can do that again. Double pulverize to come through here from Peter. But no one there to really do too much about it. Flag damage there from Kyoshik as now Kanavi's going in. Surprise. As now Dokdom on the hunt, looking for a bit of an angle here, but there's the flash in. The quickness onto 3. Empress Divide onto all of them. And it's Gumayusi that's wiping the floor with DNS. Flashes for everyone. But Kanavi should be able to finish off Kyoshik. And HLE on the board in a big way.
And then they're all in this tri-brush. Delight who sets this off into the Emperor's Divide.
My God.
It is just nasty.
And that was Chains of Corruption as well. The kitchen sink hit DNS and there was nothing they could do about it.
Quest completion, you get even more money in the snowball can really roll down the hill.
Oh, Yoshi gonna get engaged on here. I believe has his flag and drag, but working out where he wants to use it is Delight. Running real fast with that quickness, but now won't have it as Peter is closing in. Dudu has teleport, so he's going to take this first turret of the game and then look to teleport in. He does so right now, closer now. Going to get thrown back here as he flashes on top of Zeka. Don't know about that one as he's now running away. There's a pulverize. No, it's a Crescent Guard from Kanavi as he does manage to take down the dragon. Kills the cow as well as Dokdom has to flash out of the fight, but it's a disaster for DNS. And HLE will do exactly what they want in this game. Rift Herald also running amok. As Dudu and Dokdom, I don't think they're going to be able to do too much here, as Kanavi doing his favorite thing and driving the Rift Herald into this outer turret. And now Gumayusi has a last Whisper. He just managed to complete his Mirror Mana as well as Kanavi. Once again going in, surprise, surprise, finds a Pulverize onto 2 though, does Peter. As Gumayusi looking to try and answer this one. Chains of Corruption connects onto Closer, and he's the target. Quickness charms him up, and down goes the Orianna. As now Doctom, the next one on the menu here. Kanavi not quite able to find a wind, becomes lightning, but I don't think Doctom's going to be able to do too much, as he does have the spell shield. That's going to work. Takes down Delight to start this one off, but Gumayushi's got enough damage, and down will go the Sever.
Life Esports have this insanely strong Azir. The Varus is out of control, and Pyosik is trying to do something. Oh boy.
Nice pullback there. Pyosik has to flash to get himself to safety. As in goes Kanavi, gets headbutted back, but I don't know about that for DNS, as there's the knockups, as down will go Doctom. Empress Divide doesn't do too much here, as Dudu's able to avoid it with the Void Rush, but I just don't know whether he's going to survive, and the answer is absolutely not. Double kill comes through for Kanavi on this Zao, and it should be Baron. Well, let's see whether HLE can hold on to this dragon here. As Kanavi and Delight, the only ones really in the area, as Zeka does blast Cone his way over. There's the quickness into the backline. They look for Closer, and there's the Chains of Corruption from Gumayusi. Hail of Arrow is going to help Zeka take this one down, as Peter with the Unbreakable Will trying to keep himself alive. A massive knockup from Dudu, though, as he takes out Zeka. He's still at full health, but so is HLE as they look to chase down DNS. Doctom does have a big old shield with the barrier. Now Zeus looking to hold him down, but the Q isn't going to land, and Gumayusi is still firing the shots. Dudu's trying to take out the Scion here, and he's not going to be able to get through the shield. Doctom trying to get away, and he should be able to do so here as he gets out of the brush. Wanted to actually try and kill Gumayusi here, as Dudu, I don't think he's going to be able to seek this prey, as the dragon's still up, ladies and gentlemen.
They need to send Scion up there. He is coming over. Doctom has to run as fast as he can back to this fight.
Maybe he has to ult to get himself over here, as Kanavi going for the engage onto Dudu. Peter finding the pulverize onto Zeka in the backline, as now Closer throws out the shockwave, but it's onto Zeka, who had already gone into stasis, and they take down the cow to start this one off. Zeus is tanking so well, but Doctom with these 4 items complete is terrifying. Boomerang is, Pyosik not quite hitting the Cataclysm, but there's the knockup from Dudu, who gets into the backline to take down Zeka, but there is Doctom falling as well. Gumayusi doing so much damage in this fight. Double knockup once again, as Closer is the one that needs to stay alive, but he doesn't. It's Gumayusi that holds the distance, and Dudu is just getting kited around the map and cannot do anything with Zeus the Beefcake in the front line.
If there was ever going to be a redemption game for Kuma's Yunara earlier this week.
All of the items. That's as many as you can possibly put together. All right, another team fight to come on through here as Closer takes another piercing arrow that just does so much damage. Into the backline does go Dudu, looking for the angle there as Pyosik with the Cataclysm, but he gets charmed up and taken down to the GA. And you can see Zeus just buying so much space. Empress Divide onto Dudu and onto Peter, and Zeus finally will go down. The cinders fly, but down goes Doctom as well, and Peter will follow. HLE just getting a little too big to fail now, as Zeus absolutely doing his job, and Dudu the last man standing.
Carry this game in 2 fights. I think it might just be over. Big shockwave.
Yeah, Dudu is trying to survive, and Chains of Corruption is going to snag Closer, and he's just popped like a balloon. Piercing arrow does exactly that, and that is a dead Orianna. Now you've got Zeka going in, looking for Doctom. Great spell shield though, as Zeka will have to go golden to keep himself alive. Can the Sivir get enough worked on? That's the question, as down will go at least the Azir to start this one off, and that is massive damage, as HLE Hail of Arrows finishes him off. And that is going to put an end to DNS here in game number 1. Gumayusi is hungry for that kill onto Pyosik, but he is relegated to the fountain, and he may just even die. Chains of Corruption comes on in, flag and drag for fun, and flashes out of the way, but it's not going to change the outcome of this game, as the Nexus will go down, and HLE go up 1-0.